Welcome to our channel. Prince William has now officially succeeded to the titles in Scotland, titles that have held deep significance for me throughout my life. At the same time, my son has also succeeded me as Duke of Cornwall and taken on the full responsibility of running the Duchy of Cornwall, a duty I have carried for more than 5 decades. I learned the lesson of duty and a love for nature from a very young age from my father and grandfather, both of whom were deeply committed conservationists. And I cannot help but mention my beloved late grandmother, a kind-hearted woman who devoted her heart to caring for and protecting the natural world. Join us as we explore this inspiring story. If you also love nature and value conservation, don't hesitate to leave a number 1 in the comments below the video. We'd love to hear your thoughts and the valuable life lessons you've learned. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to continue this meaningful journey with us in the stories to come. A significant event took place inside the royal palace, and that moment stunned the entire world. After months of relentless questions alongside countless rumors and concerns surrounding the king's health this morning, King Charles finally appeared. He gave a gentle smile and waved to the crowd as he left the hospital one day after being admitted for monitoring side effects from cancer treatment. The convoy escorting the king was seen leaving Clarence House heading to the countryside for the weekend. Buckingham Palace later confirmed that it was the side effects from the treatment that led doctors to request his hospital admission for monitoring, and for health reasons, he was forced to cancel several events as a precaution. And then finally King Charles spoke out, and his words left many people stunned. Throughout this time, the king had been quietly battling illness, and now he has officially announced that he will temporarily step back from his royal duties. This time, it seems everything is real, no longer just rumors or speculation. For years, there have been dripping rumors, vague signs about the king's health, but no one expected it to happen so quickly. Now the whole world is watching a major royal transition. Prince William, the king's eldest son, is gradually stepping into the spotlight. But this is not just a speech or a simple official visit. This time he is preparing for the greatest mission of his life, to become the succeeding monarch. Close insiders to the royal family say that Prince William has been prepared for this role for many years. He is calm, intelligent, and ready. But no one expected the day he would bear this responsibility to come so soon. What truly happened behind the palace walls? What made King Charles decide to step back at this moment? Is his health deteriorating rapidly, or is there a deeper reason yet to be revealed? Most importantly, what kind of king will Prince William become? The truth behind King Charles's health condition. For a long time, the people of England and the world have quietly been worried. Something was wrong. Normally, the king always appeared at important events, opening festivals, official visits, charitable activities. But gradually, he started to disappear from these familiar places. People began to ask, where is the king? Why hasn't he appeared? Is something serious happening? Social media quickly became flooded with speculation and concern. It wasn't just his absence. In the few rare photos released, many noticed the king looked thinner, his complexion pale, his eyes tired and full of worry. At first, the palace chose to remain silent. There was no official statement about his health condition. But that very silence only deepened public anxiety. In the British royal family, when there is no clear explanation, people often understand that something serious is happening, but it's not yet time to announce it. Finally, a video was released, and King Charles appeared in it. He sat in a formal room, bathed in soft light, his expression calm, but undeniably tired. He spoke slowly and solemnly. While not sharing details, he confirmed what many feared. Yes, he is battling a serious health issue enough to require him to pause his duties. He did not call it a break nor see it as a vacation. This is the time he needs to focus on treatment recovery and, more importantly, helping the entire United Kingdom gradually prepare for the future, for the transfer of the throne. That moment was quiet but heavy with meaning. For many witnessing the king, who had waited over 70 years to wear the crown, now having to step back due to illness, was truly moving. Some shed tears. Others admired his courage. Because it takes bravery to say goodbye, bravery to acknowledge one's own limits and to trust in passing the responsibility to the successor. This is not a sudden decision. Close sources reveal that the king spent weeks reflecting, consulting with doctors, and talking with his family. Queen Camilla is said to have been by his side, encouraging and supporting him during the toughest moments, and she was the one who helped him make this deeply humane decision, choosing health and choosing the future. Prince William always knew this day would come. Since he was a boy, people around the world have looked at him and said, "He will be the future king." His whole life he has been trained, educated, and prepared for that moment. But no one, not even William, expected it to come so soon. Immediately after King Charles made his emotional announcement, William quickly got to work. He did not step back nor hesitate. He began representing the royal family at events, political meetings, memorials, and charity work. He spoke not for fame, but out of responsibility. His voice was clear, his gaze determined yet sincere. With every appearance, the people grew more confident William was ready. Day by day, Prince William has become increasingly prominent. Television channels continuously cover him, magazines put his photo on the cover, and people on social media talk about the heir who is truly stepping forward. William is not just succeeding the throne. He is inheriting a legacy, a trust, a responsibility tied to the 1,000-year history of the United Kingdom. And now, as King Charles steps back, William officially steps into the center of the historic stage, where the whole world is watching. But what truly matters is not just what Prince William has done, but how he has done it. William shows no signs of worry or lack of confidence. On the contrary, he appears with a steady calm and well-prepared demeanor. It seems all the years of waiting, learning, and observing have shaped him into the kind of leader the British monarchy needs most right now, a strong, ready, and trustworthy heir. What's even more touching is how Duchess Kate has stood by her husband throughout this period. Despite facing significant health challenges herself, Kate has consistently appeared alongside William, showing a quiet but enduring love, a gentle yet profound source of emotional strength. Every time they appear together in public, people can clearly feel the sacred bond between them. It's not just a partnership between two royal members, it's a genuine, sincere, and loving relationship. Their image together sends a powerful message to the world. The future of the monarchy is not only safe, but also strong and full of promise. As Prince William continues to appear and take on responsibilities more and more, people are beginning to express their trust. On social media, many comments have spread. Perhaps the new king is ready, or William is ready to step up. This is his moment. Even those who previously didn't follow royal news have started paying attention. They say William carries the heart of his mother, Princess Diana, and the sense of duty of his father, King Charles. It seems within him lies a blend of both legacies, which helps him easily reach the hearts of the public. William doesn't try to be perfect. He simply is himself, and that's enough. He once said, "I will strive to serve you with loyalty, respect, and love, as I have always done throughout my life." And true to his words, William never seeks praise or personal glory. He is neither arrogant nor distant. Instead, he works quietly, day by day, duty by duty. And it's this that has earned him growing trust and support from the people. The British royal family is entering a turbulent period, filled with worry, sadness, but also hope. And most of that hope rests on Prince William's shoulders. So far, he is carrying it with calmness and a steadfast heart. What does this mean for the monarchy? The sudden change within has left many confused. No one expected things to move so quickly. And for the royal family, this is an emotional journey. King Charles, having to step back due to health reasons, has forced the entire royal family to adapt to a completely new reality. The king's condition is not simply a personal matter. It raises major questions about the future of the monarchy and the roles each family member will play in the time ahead. For Queen Camilla, this is an incredibly emotional moment. As his life partner, she has stood by King Charles through many storms. Now she is not only a supportive wife, but has also become a quiet yet resilient leader. Behind the scenes, Queen Camilla has played an incredibly important role in helping the king face his health challenges. Although she doesn't appear as often as William, she quietly supports, offers advice, and serves as a strong pillar for the entire royal family. It is Camilla's calmness and resilience that have become a great source of encouragement not only for King Charles, but for the whole royal household. As the focus begins to shift to Prince William, Camilla is also helping him adapt to his increasingly important role. With her experience and deep understanding of royal traditions, Camilla is becoming a steady hand during this turbulent time. But it's not only King Charles and Queen Camilla going through this crucial phase. Prince Harry, William's younger brother, continues to be a talked-about figure. Although Harry and Meghan have stepped back from royal duties and moved to the U.S., they remain an inseparable part of the royal family's story. Many are asking, will Harry return to the UK to support the family during this difficult time? Will he play a role in this transition period? Although Harry has distanced himself from the royal spotlight, the leadership change has sparked public speculation about whether this might be an opportunity for him to return. It's a complex situation, and the public is watching closely. Meanwhile, the younger generation of the royal family, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, are still very young, but are growing up in an unprecedented time of change. Although they may not fully understand what is happening, they can sense that something significant is unfolding. They have witnessed their grandfather, King Charles, step back, and their father, Prince William, take on more responsibilities. These three children are being raised in an environment that teaches them about duty, family, and leadership, valuable lessons that few get to experience in everyday life. The future of the monarchy in many ways will rest in their hands. In the coming years, Prince George will likely begin taking on larger roles within the family, and Princess Charlotte, along with Prince Louis, will eventually step into royal responsibilities as well. The palace is gradually evolving. Roles once held by the older generation are slowly being passed down to the next. This moment is not just a simple change in leadership. It marks the beginning of a new era for the British monarchy. Roles are shifting, traditions are evolving, and while this process is certainly not easy, it also opens a hopeful new chapter for the monarchy. The faces of the royal family as we've known them, King Charles, Queen Camilla, remain, but the focus is gradually shifting to Prince William, and the next generation is ready to learn and prepare to carry on. This is not just a moment of sadness. It is also a symbol of renewal, vitality, and hope within a royal family that is writing a new chapter in its own history. Watched by millions around the world, every action, decision, and relationship of the royal family members is scrutinized closely. But one thing is certain, the monarchy is not fading away. It is gradually transforming into a new phase that clearly reflects the changes of the era and the fresh perspectives of a younger generation of royals. As the new era begins, there is a palpable wave of excitement, a glimmer of hope for the future of the British monarchy. Long-standing traditions will continue to be upheld and honored, but at the same time, there will be greater focus on the next generation, the young faces preparing to shoulder the responsibility of steering the monarchy into a new chapter of history. Prince William. Is he ready to become king? This is the question being asked the most right now, a simple yet profoundly meaningful question: is Prince William truly ready to become king? Over the years, William has become a widely beloved figure worldwide. The public admires him, cherishes him, and trusts him. From a young man with a charming, friendly appearance to a man of great responsibility, William has gradually won the hearts of millions. He is modern, approachable, and kind. He embodies the model of a royal who cares not just about titles, but genuinely cares about the people he serves. William is also seen as a devoted husband and father, always putting his family first. These qualities lead many to believe that he is the ideal choice for the throne in the future. However, being king is not just about being popular or famous. It is an enormous responsibility that no one can be fully prepared for until they actually step into the role. The crown is not only heavy physically, but also carries the weight of centuries of tradition, responsibility to the country, millions of people, and even the world. Every word, every decision, every action must be carefully considered and often under the scrutinizing eyes of the public. So, is Prince William truly ready for all of this? According to many royal experts, the answer is yes, and they have solid reasons to believe so. First and foremost, William has been quietly preparing for this role for many years. He hasn't simply waited for the crown to fall into his hands. Instead, he has observed, learned, and accumulated experience diligently. From a young age, he was taught about the responsibilities of being a member of the royal family. He learned from his father, King Charles, how to handle difficult situations, how to speak with calmness, and how to lead with determination. Equally important, William has been profoundly influenced by his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, who reigned with kindness, resilience, and admirable virtue. William's preparation has been gradual but steady. There have been no sudden leaps, only small steps accumulated over time, and it is these small steps that are bringing him to a pivotal moment. One of William's standout qualities that makes him a strong candidate for the throne is his ability to listen. A king not only makes decisions, but must also understand the heart's wishes and desires of the people. William is demonstrating that he possesses not only leadership skills, but also the heart of a servant. Duchess Kate, a modern royal icon. As William moves closer to becoming king, Duchess Kate Middleton is also steadily establishing herself as one of the most beloved and closely watched figures in the royal family. Every time she appears in public, whether through elegant fashion, gracious gestures, or genuine empathy, she makes a powerful impact. What makes Kate truly special is not just her grace or royal beauty, but the way she refreshes the monarchy's image while preserving its traditional values. She strikes a delicate balance between aristocratic elegance and approachable everyday style, something that has won her widespread affection. Step by step, Kate is not only an ideal wife and mother, but also a symbol representing the future of the British royal family. Queen Camilla, the difficult journey to the throne. Unlike Kate, Queen Camilla's path within the royal family has been far from smooth. Despite her long-standing relationship with King Charles III, Camilla has continually faced prejudice and skepticism from the public. Even after officially being crowned queen on May 6, 2023 at Westminster Abbey, many people still have not fully accepted her. Camilla was once at the center of controversy due to her relationship with King Charles while he was still married to Princess Diana. For many, Camilla will forever be the other woman, an image tied to the tragedy of the British royal family. Meanwhile, Princess Diana remains an irreplaceable figure in the public's heart, and her sudden death in 1997 only deepened the respect and sorrow for her. Despite making great efforts to rebuild her image through charitable work such as supporting victims of domestic violence, raising awareness about osteoporosis, and promoting education, Camilla has had to struggle to overcome the heavy shadow of the past. Comparisons between her and Kate, seen as an ideal role model by the public, have made Camilla's position even more challenging. In summary, the British royal family is entering a period of significant upheaval, but also full of opportunities. Amid these changes, William and Kate have emerged as symbols of a new, modern, empathetic, and responsible generation of royalty. Meanwhile, long-standing figures like Camilla are striving to find their place in this new era, carrying with them complex legacies from the past. The throne may change its heir, but the true value lies in how they serve the country and its people. And right now, all eyes are on Prince William, who many believe is ready to take on the highest role not just because he can, but because he has quietly prepared for it his entire life. Headlines from the 1990s and early 2000s continue to haunt Camilla, reinforcing the image of her as one of the most divisive figures in the British royal family. Unlike other royal members who have successfully transformed and refreshed their public images over time, Camilla's public image remains closely tied to past scandals. This has created a stark contrast between her and the figure who is gradually becoming the new symbol of the monarchy, Duchess Kate Middleton. While Camilla is still striving to win public favor, Kate, who married Prince William in 2011, has become increasingly beloved and widely admired. Since officially joining the royal family, Kate has consistently proven herself to be dedicated, influential, and an important figure in royal activities. Her elegant demeanor, warmth, and deep commitment to charitable work have helped her earn the affection of people of all ages. Kate's natural and genuine ability to connect with the public sets her apart. Whether she is talking with children in hospitals, supporting mental health campaigns, or discussing early childhood development, she consistently exudes a charm and approachability that endears her to people. Kate's simplicity and warmth are often compared to two of the most revered women in royal history, Princess Diana and Queen Elizabeth II. Kate's growing influence has also sparked speculation about underlying tensions within the royal family. Although Camilla officially holds the title of Queen, many royal observers believe that it is Kate, not Camilla, who is truly capturing the public's attention and trust. Some suggest that Camilla, despite her formal coronation, might feel threatened by the natural ease and grace with which Kate is stepping into the role of future heir to the monarchy. Join the conversation. What do you think about the relationship and the subtle tensions within the royal family? Leave comment number 1 if you agree with these speculations, or number 5 if you have a different perspective. We look forward to hearing your thoughts. Unlike Camilla, who is still striving to assert her position, Kate's standing continues to grow stronger. With each public appearance, she presents the image of a future modern queen capable of reforming the monarchy while preserving its traditions. In particular, young people see in Kate someone relatable, aware of the changes of the times, and ready to adapt. The legacy of Queen Elizabeth II is also an inseparable part of this picture. Since her passing on September 8, 2022, her image as a towering presence continues to overshadow the royal family, a symbol of strength, resilience, and unwavering responsibility. Her ability to uphold tradition while embracing change made her one of the most respected figures in modern history. Now, many believe that Kate is the one who inherits that spirit, a modern royal role model who remains full of dignity. Since the death of Queen Elizabeth II, Kate is no longer simply the woman standing behind Prince William. She has truly stepped into the spotlight, taking on greater roles and becoming a central figure in shaping the future of the monarchy. At every event, Kate demonstrates an exceptional ability to connect with people from all walks of life, earning admiration for her grace, warmth, and dedicated spirit. Kate's expanding role shows that she is not just following tradition, but redefining what it means to be a modern royal family member. In recent years, she has led numerous charitable campaigns, particularly in areas such as mental health and early childhood education issues that matter deeply to the British public. Her proactive and passionate involvement has made her a relatable royal role model, especially for the younger generation. Moreover, her perfect balance between being a mother to Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, and fulfilling her public duties has only strengthened her image in the hearts of the people. Kate's prominence has not only changed the public's perception of the royal family, but also clearly impacted the relationships and roles among its members. Although King Charles has openly supported Camilla and officially crowned her queen, not all relationships within the royal family are smooth. The relationship between Camilla and Prince William, along with Duchess Kate, still carries subtle tensions, especially in the way they interact with each other. While William consistently shows respect toward Camilla, Kate is believed to maintain a certain distance. Royal observers have noted that she always remains polite with Camilla, but lacks the warmth and closeness she displays when interacting with other members of the royal family. This has sparked speculation that there is underlying tension between them. Some suggest that this tension partly stems from the lingering legacy of Princess Diana, William's late mother, who remains deeply beloved by the public. From her grace and empathy to her ability to connect with the public, Kate was once believed to be in training to follow in Diana's footsteps and become the perfect royal role model, a factor that adds further complexity to her relationship with Camilla. Camilla's coronation as queen was not only a milestone in her royal career, but also inadvertently reopened old wounds and memories for many. For many in the UK, she remains a figure closely tied to a turbulent and emotional chapter in royal history, especially the love triangle involving her King Charles and Princess Diana. Although the royal family has officially closed that chapter, the public has not completely forgotten. Despite Camilla's great efforts to show dedication and kindness in her new role, her relationship with Kate and William remains a delicate balancing act. The stark contrast between Camilla's difficult journey to acceptance and Kate's naturally growing popularity highlights the complexity of the current power dynamics. Camilla is striving to assert her position, while Kate has unintentionally become the foundation for the monarchy's future. The balance of power is gradually shifting. As Kate rises in prominence, the big question arises, can Camilla earn the public's trust like Kate has? Will the tension between the two affect the future direction of the monarchy? Behind the royal glamour and elegance, an undercurrent quietly simmers as Kate steadily becomes the most anticipated figure, not only as a future queen, but also as the face representing a new era of the monarchy. The influence of Duchess Kate Middleton continues to grow, leading many to wonder if Queen Camilla feels the pressure from her prominent daughter-in-law. Although no public conflicts have arisen, royal insiders suggest that Camilla is quietly working to maintain her status and power within a monarchy that is rapidly evolving. Since marrying King Charles in 2005, Camilla has spent years building her image and establishing her role as an essential part of the royal family. She has faced significant criticism and opposition from the public, mostly stemming from her relationship with Prince Charles during the time he was married to Princess Diana, who was beloved worldwide. However, Camilla has worked to overcome those prejudices and has gradually shaped a new image, that of a devoted, discreet, and compassionate queen. Yet Camilla's influence today is seriously challenged, as Kate, the Duchess of Wales, continues to shine and win the affection of a wide public. With her modern style, inspiring presence, and dedication to royal duties, Kate has quickly become one of the most beloved figures in the monarchy. Her prominent work in raising awareness about mental health, child education, and charitable campaigns has resonated not only in the United Kingdom, but also worldwide. The image of a devoted mother, a relatable duchess, and a passionate social activist has led many to view Kate as an ideal future queen. From her natural demeanor to her ability to inspire, she seems to be following in Princess Diana's footsteps, not only in her presence but also in the admiration she receives from the public. It's no surprise that Camilla is believed to have recognized this powerful shift in public affection and has begun taking steps to reinforce her own position. Some royal experts believe Camilla is increasing her public engagements and appearing more frequently at high-profile events to assert that she remains an important part of the royal machinery. Aligning herself with social initiatives, attending significant ceremonies, and standing alongside King Charles are seen as strategies to maintain her presence. Additionally, Camilla may be strengthening internal relationships, especially with King Charles, to project an image of unity and stability. On one hand, she aims to protect her position. On the other, she must face the undeniable rise of Kate, who is increasingly viewed as the new symbol of the monarchy. Some sources suggest that King Charles has noticed this shift and may have had private discussions with Camilla about how to handle it. Although not officially confirmed, these rumors further highlight the stark contrast between Camilla, who has spent years striving for acceptance, and Kate, who is almost naturally beloved due to her warmth and innate royal instincts. It is worth noting that King Charles, who has spent his entire life preparing for the throne, probably never imagined that the greatest challenges of his reign would come from within his own family. The simmering tensions between his wife and daughter-in-law have put him in a difficult position, forcing him to balance tradition and change loyalty to his partner, and the undeniable reality of Kate's growing influence. Camilla, who spent decades living in the shadow of Princess Diana, now faces a new version of an old challenge, Kate Middleton seen as the embodiment of the qualities that once made Diana beloved worldwide. From her friendliness and grace to her ability to connect with the public, Kate is continuing Diana's legacy in a distinct yet powerful way. The affection the public holds for Kate mirrors the love once given to Diana, creating a wave of support that few can match. Meanwhile, Camilla, once viewed as the one who broke up the royal marriage, spent decades working to improve her image. She endured suspicious glances, harsh criticism, and public alienation, just when it seemed she had earned a rightful place in the hearts of the people. Kate's rise presented an entirely new challenge. Can Camilla continue to hold a central role, or will she be forced to step back? Some within the royal family believe Camilla may be growing increasingly cautious, perhaps even quietly jealous of how easily Kate has won the public's affection, something Camilla has fought hard to earn over many years. The comparison between the two has become more pronounced, raising the biggest question now. Will the tension continue to simmer beneath the surface, or will it erupt into an open conflict? The future of the British monarchy hangs in a delicate balance. While Kate continues to shine, Camilla faces a daunting challenge: how to maintain her influence and significance in the eyes of the public when all the spotlight seems to be shining on her daughter-in-law. King Charles finds himself caught between a lifelong partner and the figure representing the future of the monarchy. Will he find a way to reconcile these two generations, or will these internal tensions become the greatest test of the Windsor dynasty's stability? Currently, King Charles is in a difficult position, trapped between two powerful women, each with significant roles and influence in shaping the future of the British monarchy. He clearly sees the tension between Queen Camilla and Duchess Kate, but he also understands that he cannot let things spiral out of control. In a monarchy, public image is everything, and the last thing Charles wants is an internal rift that could damage the already fragile reputation of the royal family. Behind the palace doors, Charles is said to frequently reassure Camilla, reminding her of the years they've built their life together. overcoming countless challenges and public criticism. But deep down, does Charles ever wonder how things might have been different if Princess Diana were still alive? This is a question that may quietly echo in his mind, especially whenever he watches Kate gradually take on the role Diana once embodied with such brilliant and seemingly effortless grace. There was a time when Charles faced harsh criticism for not recognizing or appreciating the charm and powerful influence of his first wife qualities that made Diana beloved by millions worldwide. Now, as he witnesses those very traits vividly embodied in Kate, from her demeanor to her connection with the public, is there a lingering regret in Charles's mind, a realization that he lost something irreplaceable? In an effort to keep everything under control, Charles is pursuing a cautious and balanced strategy. He continues to publicly support Kate, understanding that her influence and public affection are essential to the monarchy's survival in the modern world. At the same time, he doesn't want Camilla to feel sidelined and strives to ensure she maintains an important role. Charles has carefully arranged joint appearances where both Camilla and Kate are present, using these moments to send a message of unity. However, sources close to the palace reveal that despite the outward appearance of harmony, underlying tensions remain unresolved. Part of Charles's strategy includes gradually transferring key royal duties to Kate, helping to solidify her role as a central figure representing the future of the monarchy. The Duchess of Wales now not only represents the royal family at international events, but also frequently stands alongside heads of state and participates in high-level diplomatic ceremonies. While this boosts the monarchy's image before a global audience, it may also contribute to Camilla feeling increasingly overshadowed. The complexity is heightened by how the public perceives these two women. Kate is seen as a modern royal role model who understands the importance of being close to and connecting with the people. In contrast, Camilla, despite being the official queen, remains viewed by many as a symbol of the past, partly evoking a painful chapter in royal history. While Charles maintains his loyalty and public support for Camilla, he cannot deny the fact that Kate embodies the future in a way that Camilla, no matter how hard she tries, struggles to achieve. Charles's inner world is torn apart. He has spent decades defending Camilla, standing by her through intense public criticism. But now, watching Kate take on the roles once held by Diana, with natural grace, charm, and warmth, does he feel the past haunting him once again? Perhaps the very qualities he once underestimated in Diana have now become what make Kate indispensable in reshaping the modern monarchy. That might be why Charles is being very cautious in handling this sensitive situation. He understands that the monarchy exists because of stability and unity. Any sign of division, no matter how small, could shake the foundation already challenged by changing times. Charles needs to find a way to reassure Camilla without overshadowing Kate's influence, a task that's becoming increasingly difficult as Kate continues to win the hearts of the public. Currently, Charles is still walking a fine line trying to maintain family harmony while ensuring the strength of the monarchy. But the pressing question is, how much longer can he keep this delicate balance? As Kate's spotlight shines brighter and Camilla quietly feels overshadowed, tensions within the royal family could soon reach a breaking point. If that moment comes, Charles will be forced to make a choice, a decision that will not only impact his personal family, but also shape the future of the British monarchy. So what do you think about the current situation of the royal family? Will Charles find a way to keep the peace, or will the tension escalate into an unavoidable confrontation? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your opinions in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the latest updates on what's happening behind the doors of Buckingham Palace. A senior royal once made a remark that seemed casual, but sent chills through the palace. You're not the queen. You're just the queen's husband. Short and sharp like a blade, the comment revealed an undercurrent quietly rippling through the halls of Buckingham Palace. Not long after another shocking event shook the monarchy, Prince William made a move so unexpected it brought King Charles and Queen Camilla to tears. No one saw it coming, a moment that sent tremors through the heart of the British monarchy. What drove the heir to the throne to make such a bold choice? And how could a single act be powerful enough to shake the very foundation of royal authority? If you find this story intriguing, drop a comment with the number 1, if not, comment 0. Don't forget to share this video, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. Now let's dive into the story. It all began on what seemed like a perfectly ordinary morning in London. The weather was pleasant, the sunlight gentle, and the gates of Buckingham Palace swung open to welcome distinguished guests from across the Commonwealth. The air was filled with the scent of white roses, and the setting was as radiant and flawless as any royal occasion before. The palace, majestic and dignified, stood ready for another grand day, with flags fluttering and photographers eagerly preparing to capture historic moments. Guests chatted softly among themselves, all eagerly anticipating the usual grace and elegance displayed by the royal family. Yet inside those gilded halls and polished marble floors, something felt off. It wasn't the decor. It wasn't the guest list. It was the air itself, tense, unusually quiet, carrying the unmistakable weight of change. Palace staff moved briskly, their eyes subtly tracking one person, Prince William. He had arrived with an unusual request, one that wasn't on the schedule, one no one had anticipated, and one whose consequences no one could yet imagine. William didn't want to speak with his father, King Charles, or with Queen Camilla. He asked only to speak alone. According to aides, William insisted it would be just a few words, nothing formal. But anyone familiar with royal protocol knows in a high-level royal ceremony there's no such thing as just a few words. Every speech is meticulously vetted. Any break from script carries weight and deep meaning. William's request to stand alone unscripted was a powerful symbolic act, one without precedent. As Prince William stepped toward the throne, the entire hall fell into absolute silence. Palace staff, usually masters at masking emotion behind composed expressions, could no longer hide their unease. William appeared calm, but it was exactly that calmness that made people anxious. In his eyes, resolve. His posture, tone, presence, it all echoed someone unforgettable, Princess Diana. A woman who once stood before the monarchy with a heart full of truth, strength, and fearless honesty. In that moment, it felt as though William had inherited not just her legacy, but her independent spirit, the very essence of the mother he deeply admired. And then he began to speak. There was no excitement or anger. His voice was gentle, calm, yet every word carried a special weight, like a soft storm, quietly sweeping through every corner of the room. He started by recalling the long history of the crown, its traditions, honor, and the responsibilities tied to it. The stories of glorious past were told as a reminder to everyone of the profound meaning behind this symbol. However, shortly after, his tone shifted to a new, far more important topic change. But this was not some distant, abstract change in the future. It was a concrete, practical transformation that could be felt and seen right now. He affirmed that the crown cannot stand above the people. It must walk with them, stand beside them, not just in ceremonies, but in every meaningful action and decision. Next, he made a surprising announcement that brought a solemn atmosphere to the room like never before. Prince William revealed a new plan for the royal family, emphasizing greater cooperation and shared responsibility among its members. He announced that Princess Anne and Prince Edward, along with his wife Catherine, would take on more duties, becoming more deeply involved in leadership and representation. The traditional system, which had concentrated power in one person, was gradually shifting toward a more collective, flexible, and modern model. But this change was not limited to just redistributing power. William also officially stepped into a new role with the support and approval of King Charles. He would begin taking on more significant public duties. While not formally titled as a regent, his role would essentially carry the functions and authority of one. He would represent the crown in important meetings with international leaders, visit communities across the kingdom, and make decisions in the public eye. He was no longer just a prince in title. He was transforming into a true leader with clear power and responsibility. The change unfolded in a quiet atmosphere, but hit like a major shock that demanded everyone's attention. Some in the room were puzzled by the sudden announcement, while others felt a sense of relief that necessary reforms had finally begun. Yet most were undeniably surprised by the unexpected declaration, especially since it was made on a significant day and in a completely unannounced manner. In the end, the room fell into an eerie silence. What stood out most of all was that not a single mention of Camilla was made throughout the entire event. That spoke volumes without a single word. Camilla was clearly excluded from the new plan and this shifting role. Whether it was her own decision or William's, the message lingered like a silent shadow hanging heavy in the air. After the speech, instead of applause, the audience chose silence, quietly absorbing the profound message. Long-standing customs and traditions are being questioned not through protests or loud rebellions, but by a prince with a confident and decisive attitude asserting his authority within the very palace where he was born. The media has dubbed this a bold, silent act with profound historical significance. Yet inside the gilded walls of the palace, it is seen merely as a slow, necessary transition. The royal family, known for its meticulous caution in decision-making, is like a massive ship slowly changing course on the deep sea, every move carefully weighed. Prince William's action today marks the first step in a long journey to transform the workings of this ancient institution, carrying new hopes for greater closeness, transparency, and connection with the people. However, in his speech, Prince William pushed things in a new direction, not abandoning tradition, but embracing a more flexible version that allows outside influences to impact the monarchy. Perhaps this is the path to preserving the institution's existence, not by standing above, but by moving closer to the people. The clear absence of Camilla in the speech added a tense undercurrent to the atmosphere. At first, the royal hall was filled with excitement and a palpable sense of change spreading throughout. Prince William shared an ambitious vision for a new era, a modern monarchy capable of adapting and thriving in a turbulent world. His speech was full of confidence with a clear focus and ideas aimed at fostering deeper connections with the public. But for many observers, the most striking detail was the silence surrounding one key figure, Camilla. Camilla, who has stood by King Charles for many years, always appearing at public events and formal ceremonies as a supportive partner by the king's side, was noticeably absent from William's vision for the future. She seemed overlooked and ignored. At first, Camilla sat upright, appearing attentive and composed, but as time passed, signs of restlessness became clear on her face. She clenched the program tightly on her lap. Her eyes darted around quickly, her breathing grew shallow, and her complexion turned pale. Without a word, she suddenly collapsed forward and fell silently. Medical staff quickly rushed in. King Charles stood up, his voice trembling as he called out Camilla's name in worry. Everyone in the room was stunned. Cameras continued to capture every tense moment. Though there was no physical chaos, the atmosphere became suffocating, filled with panic. The future queen had to be urgently escorted out on this momentous day, an event originally planned as a solemn and symbolic ceremony for the monarchy.
I think the girls with their nails done now.
Phones kept ringing non-stop, and the press corps grew increasingly tense. What was supposed to be a peaceful and momentous day suddenly spiraled into uncontrollable chaos. In a private room, royal advisors were engaged in heated discussions, debating endlessly. Everyone was puzzled, unable to understand why Camilla had been excluded from the future that Prince William had just outlined. King Charles, already frail, looked shocked and somewhat stunned by these unexpected developments. However, within the royal circle, many harbored suspicions. Rumors began to spread rapidly. Some believed Charles had been warned about his son's intentions, but perhaps never thought William would actually carry out the plan. Yet the truth unfolded exactly as it had. Now, the royal family faces not only pressure from public opinion, but also deep internal conflicts to resolve. Did William intentionally exclude Camilla? Was it an accidental mistake or a deliberate decision? Some close to the royal circle believe it was a smart, strategic move meant to send a clear message. However, many others see it as a cold, disrespectful, even ruthless act. What everyone agrees on is that this event has created a massive impact. Camilla was not only absent from the important speech, but was also almost completely pushed out of the future William envisions. The immediate consequence is evident in the cracks appearing on the once flawless facade of the palace. This is not just a matter of public image, but a sign of deep divisions within the royal family itself. On one side are those loyal to King Charles and Camilla, and on the other supporters of William and his new vision. The factions remain undefined, but the gap between them is growing increasingly clear. Amid all this turmoil stands a woman who once held a significant place in the royal family, now seemingly losing her influence and importance. Camilla's collapse was not seen by those close to her as merely a medical emergency. They believed the cause ran deeper than just stress. It was a profound inner pain. Hearing the speech and realizing she no longer belonged in the future that William was shaping caused her silent, unbearable anguish, though it went unspoken. This emotional pain didn't always manifest loudly or dramatically. Sometimes it lived quietly in the shadows of still, somber moments. Camilla's sudden collapse and the silence that followed vividly reflected the deep inner turmoil she was experiencing. Meanwhile, Prince William remained completely calm, showing no sign of hesitation or doubt. He continued to pursue his plan with unwavering determination, as if everything were unfolding normally, demonstrating remarkable inner strength and adaptability. Though there is still hope for the future of the monarchy, many unanswered questions hang heavily in the air. Everyone wonders about the depth of division within the royal family, the next steps to be taken, and whether the Queen will choose to step down voluntarily or be forced from the throne. The palace may remain silent, offering no explanation, but the image of Camilla leaving the event has been etched deeply in many minds. Most striking of all is the driving force behind William's boldness. What are his true intentions? Prince William did not make this decision impulsively or emotionally. It is the result of a long, quiet, meticulous, and patient process of reflection. There are signs of profound change happening behind the scenes, guided by the most important influence in his life, Princess Diana, even though she is no longer present. Diana had a tremendous impact on William's life, shaping his behavior, communication style, and the values he upholds. She instilled in him compassion, empathy, and the importance of seeing each person beyond their royal title. Those lessons have always remained in William's mind, shaping every decision he makes. As the monarchy faces significant changes, it's clear that William is striving to honor Diana's legacy by bringing those values back to the heart of the kingdom. He has spent years observing and realizing that tradition sometimes overshadows clarity and reason. He has witnessed many opportunities missed due to rigidity in ceremony and recognized the growing gap between the royal family and the people they serve. When his father, King Charles, faced health issues, William understood the importance of time and saw this as a chance to make a difference. Not content with merely moving forward, William strives to make real progress. He refuses to be trapped in a system just because it has always been that way. William desires genuine change, a monarchy that truly reflects the modern world rather than outdated values. Achieving this requires bold and decisive decisions. One such choice is stripping power from those he believes no longer align with his vision, including Queen Camilla. This decision may seem shocking and harsh to many, but for William, it is necessary to protect the reputation and future of the crown. Camilla has shared that her journey to acceptance within the royal family was a long and challenging one. It took her over 20 years to gain official recognition. When she married Charles, she was not warmly welcomed. In fact, many opposed her presence in the royal family. Despite that, Camilla remained persistent and continually proved herself. Over time, public opinion began to shift and people started to warm up to her. She gradually secured her place within the royal family. When Charles ascended the throne, Camilla stood by his side as queen consort, feeling as though she had conquered what once seemed impossible. However, everything changed dramatically when William excluded her from his vision for the future of the monarchy. It felt as if all her persistent efforts and years of building her position suddenly vanished into thin air. It wasn't just a feeling of abandonment, but also a sense of disdain, even from the very family she had been loyal to all along. All her hard work seemed erased in one silent, painful moment. Even behind the palace walls, the impact of the event was profound. When Camilla collapsed after William's speech, many assumed it was simply due to stress and pressure. But those familiar with the royal family believed it was a much deeper pain. She had spent countless years trying to find her place within the monarchy, enduring rumors, harsh criticism, and relentless comparisons with other members. And just when she thought she had finally succeeded, she was coldly pushed aside. This happened quietly, but it marked her complete removal from her role and position within the family. However, not everyone in the public agrees with this decision. Some believe Camilla should have been sidelined much earlier, citing unresolved issues from the past. Others feel sympathy for her, believing she doesn't deserve to be pushed to the sidelines after so many years of effort and contribution. No matter what the public opinion is, one thing is clear: she is no longer considered in any future plans. This raises a bigger question: if Camilla is no longer in focus, what does that mean for King Charles? Is he still holding the reins of the monarchy, or has someone else taken his place? Charles has always yearned to uphold the monarchy he waited so long to lead. When he finally ascended the throne, he had his own vision for its future. However, health issues have created instability in his leadership. Meanwhile, William's increasingly prominent role has sparked speculation about who truly holds the reins of power. It feels like William is quietly but decisively carrying out significant changes that cannot be ignored. William envisions a monarchy that is more closely connected to the people, one that listens and operates with greater transparency in all its actions. He wants to build a monarchy that fits the modern era, not just one that preserves the past. However, this path is not easy, as it comes with many challenges and risks. Drawing inspiration from his mother's principles, William may unintentionally overlook the wishes and expectations of his father. This could create a monarchy that looks modern but feels alienating to some parts of society. It's hard to strike a balance between honoring tradition and embracing the progress of the times. And in the middle of it all is a family with a full range of experiences, love-loss conflict, and efforts to heal. It's a family that not only maintains titles and rituals, but also carries deep emotional wounds. The changes underway come with serious consequences, and the big question is, who will bear the burden of those consequences? Change in the royal family doesn't happen overnight, but when it does, the price paid is often heavier than the crown on the head. As a king without absolute command, King Charles has lived a tightly controlled life since childhood. From a young age, he was taught how to dress, how to speak, and how to find his place in society. His life revolved more around fulfilling duties than making an impression or creating major change. He wasn't taught to shock the world, but to protect it. He was expected to be a symbol of stability. He followed all the rules, walked the royal path, and ultimately ascended to the throne that was destined for him. However, now that he has achieved everything that was assured to him, something feels off. A significant change is underway, and it seems no one, not even the king himself, can fully hold the reins anymore. The royal family, once running smoothly without any issues, is no longer the same. Recently, issues have arisen, and tensions have become increasingly apparent. King Charles is at the center of it all, trying to maintain control of his throne as his power begins to wane. When Prince William started speaking, there was a noticeable shift in the atmosphere. His words carried weight even though he didn't raise his voice or resort to theatrics. Every word he spoke was like a gentle yet powerful call for change. While the king remains the official leader, it's clear that William has emerged as the true leader in the room. He doesn't seek attention but confidently accepts it, and no one tries to stop him. Advisors inside the palace began whispering among themselves. Some believe Charles approved of the speech, while others say he was surprised by it. These conflicting opinions only add to the confusion. People wonder why the king didn't speak up if he was truly in control, or what that means for the monarchy if he isn't. The stability once felt now seems fragile, and then everything begins to crumble. Queen Camilla's collapse isn't just a health concern, it represents something much bigger. Throughout her time with Charles, she remained steadfast and composed, despite facing the world's judgment. She endured years of intense media scrutiny and criticism. However, on that day, something inside her shattered. The silence that filled the room when she collapsed forward was deafening. That moment wasn't just a quiet pause, it symbolized the accumulated tension within her. It reflected the deep wounds she carried amid the changes in the royal family. She had once been an important part of the family, but now it seemed she was gradually being pushed to the sidelines. The changes William is leading are not just about power or roles, but also about values and vision. William envisions a modern monarchy that is more connected to the public and more open to the world today. However, this also means altering the old power structures and abandoning some long-standing traditions. This has led to clear divisions within the royal family and among public opinion. Many support innovation and adapting to the times, while others mourn the loss of traditional values and worry about losing their identity. Amid it all, Camilla seems to be the one suffering the most. While medical experts attribute Camilla's collapse to stress, those within the palace understand a deeper truth. It's not simply a temporary pressure or physical exhaustion, it's a broken heart, a massive burden built up over many years combined with suppressed emotions that erupted in a brief moment. Camilla is not just the wife of a queen, she also represents a traditional royal system, an outdated system that has lasted for a long time, but is gradually becoming incompatible with the future. Her collapse was like the final chapter in a royal history story. It happened suddenly, without any official acknowledgement or ceremony, just a raw, immediate reaction. Almost instantly, videos of the incident spread rapidly across social media. Hashtags about the event became trending topics, drawing widespread public attention. People didn't just witness the fall of a powerful woman. They saw the fading symbol of a monarchy gradually losing its place in the hearts of the people. Public reactions were mixed. Some felt sadness and regret over this collapse, while many others saw it as a sign that change is inevitable and necessary. The monarchy is no longer just a traditional custom, but has become a deeply divisive issue. Many are questioning whether Prince William's calm and cautious ascent is the answer for the future. Inside the palace, things began to grow much colder. Camilla's schedule suddenly disappeared entirely. Events she once attended were quietly canceled with no explanations or public announcements. A silence settled over everything, no more forced smiles or sympathetic glances. Camilla, once a prominent and vocal royal figure, became invisible within just a few days. The staff who once supported and protected her gradually began to distance themselves. However, this was not personal cruelty, but a calculated move. It seemed the palace was quietly turning a new page, a different future, but no one officially spoke out or explained it to the public. The transfer of power happened silently and discreetly, yet there was no denying it was causing profound upheaval. However, as one person steps back, another moves forward. Catherine, the Princess of Wales, doesn't need an official speech or to forcefully put herself in the spotlight. Her mere presence is enough to create a sense of calm and stability for those around her. While many other royal members appear worried and unsettled, Catherine remains remarkably composed and confident. All eyes are on her not because she seeks attention, but because she has become the symbol of the future that many hope for the monarchy. She embodies modernity, stability, and a confident demeanor completely contrasting the chaos and collapse around her. It is precisely this that changes many people's perspectives on the palace and the support for King Charles. If you enjoyed this story and want to keep exploring, don't forget to like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss out on other exciting videos. Now let's continue the story together. Gradually, doubts began to arise about King Charles's ability to maintain his power, not because he was failing or weak, but simply because he ascended the throne too late at a time when social changes and generational shifts were happening rapidly. This delay created a wide gap between him and the public's expectations, causing real power to gradually shift to the next generation. And now, just as Prince William feels comfortable in his new position, calls for even deeper changes begin to emerge. For King Charles, this is not merely about losing an authoritative role within the royal family. It is also the loss of control over the very family he has always tried to protect. Witnessing Camilla's breakdown was not only a difficult moment for the public, but also felt like a deeply personal loss for him. William's bold move to take the lead without facing any resistance within the palace is not just a calculated strategic step. It is also a moment filled with sorrow and deep reflection. Charles always hoped his son would eventually take the throne, but he never imagined it would happen so quickly. While he still feels somewhat new in his own role, the inner chambers of power in the palace are now filled with uncertainty and division rather than the unity they once had. Some royal family members and advisors believe that Charles should assert his authority by demonstrating clearer strength. On the other hand, many think it's better to let the transition happen smoothly, gently, and without upheaval. However, the truth lies somewhere between these two extremes. The monarchy is not collapsing, but it is undergoing a quiet evolution. There are no scandals or open power struggles, only subtle changes unfolding behind the scenes. Important decisions are made behind closed doors, with no official announcements or press releases. The transfer of power takes place slowly and subtly, yet inevitably. Still, King Charles remains the official monarch, wearing the crown of authority, but now he must navigate a palace where his voice is no longer the only sound that echoes. Whispers and covert influences are growing stronger, sometimes even outweighing his commands. The future of the monarchy is not greeted with excitement or grand declarations, but through steady and irreversible progress. The transition to a new generation of monarchs has become inevitable. The focus now is on how and when this change will be completed. In this period of instability and transition where tradition clashes with progress, the monarchy is shaped not by official announcements, but by symbolic events. For example, the sudden collapse of Camilla Williams' calm yet decisive leadership and the striking presence of Catherine, Princess of Wales. Charles, torn between his duty to preserve tradition and the need to adapt to the new era, stands on the sidelines observing everything unfold. He realizes that even a powerful king cannot fully control this process of change. The question arises, what happens when a king finally ascends the throne, but the kingdom he rules no longer awaits him? In 2025, A surprising moment changed many people's perception of the British monarchy. The event took place during a royal ceremony at Buckingham Palace, which was expected to be grand and peaceful. However, Queen Camilla, who usually appeared calm and confident, suddenly fainted in front of a large audience and television cameras. Social media immediately exploded without waiting for any official confirmation from the palace or authorities. Videos of the incident quickly spread across YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter. On Twitter, people shared their thoughts, comments, and created trending hashtags. TikTok saw a flood of creatively edited videos from the moment Camilla fell to the confident speech Prince William gave shortly afterward. YouTube channels turned the event into breaking news, featuring eye-catching thumbnails with bold text and shocked expressions to attract viewers. The world didn't just watch it, formed divided opinions, asked questions, and responded passionately. The incident was not merely a health concern, but carried deep emotions connected to past stories and events within the royal family. Camilla has faced many challenges over the years: rumors, intense media scrutiny, and even harsh opposition. Many believe her collapse was the inevitable result of carrying a heavy psychological burden for too long. They see it as a tragedy, a moment reflecting a woman who had endured immense pressure for many years. However, not everyone views the situation the same way. Some see it not only as Camilla's personal failure, but also as a symbol of a deeper, more profound change. According to them, the monarchy is stagnant, clinging to outdated traditions and powers. Camilla's collapse is seen as a sign marking the beginning of a new era, more modern and better suited to today's world. V2. A standout tweet perfectly captured this sentiment. Diana paved the way for Catherine to shine. Camilla's incident became a turning point, leading to significant changes within the royal family. This tweet was quickly shared by thousands, spreading into a powerful and inspiring message. People began openly taking sides, especially the younger generation. They supported Prince William and Princess Catherine, seeing them as symbols of sincerity and approachability, a stark contrast to the distant image of the monarchy in the past. In their eyes, William and Catherine represent a new future, strong yet compassionate, blending royal tradition with modern human values. However, the older generation holds a different perspective. They are not ready to move past the past and still believe that the monarchy symbolizes something steadfast and solemn. They worry that this moment signals the loss of those values. The rapid pace of change makes long-established customs seem like they are disappearing. Inside the palace walls, the tension is even more intense. What was supposed to be a peaceful event suddenly turned into a public emergency. Staff whisper, strategize, and debate endlessly. They wonder whether to issue an official statement to clarify the situation or prioritize protecting Camilla's privacy to soothe the public. Every decision in this situation was a risky choice, yet nothing remains a secret for long. Media outlets quickly published articles with eye-catching headlines like "The Queen's Collapse," "The Rise of the Prince," or "The End of an Era." This led a global audience not only to observe but also to analyze the situation more deeply. People around the world began exploring topics such as authority-power transition and what was to come. While Camilla attracted attention, another figure, Catherine, quietly stepped into the spotlight. She didn't speak publicly or seek attention, but many people noticed her presence. People saw her beside William, confident and graceful in her quiet presence. Catherine had no intention of becoming a leader, but she naturally took on that role. Without saying a word, she became memorable, strong, yet gentle calm amid the chaos. Her influence wasn't flashy, but carried great power. The day began like many other royal events, filled with ceremony, pride, and tradition. However, by the end of the day, the atmosphere seemed to have shifted. People were no longer just curious about Camilla's health, but were also thinking about the future of the monarchy. The answer remains unclear, but recent events reveal that becoming a monarch is not just about being born into royalty or following tradition. It's also about building connections, being present, and possessing a silent power that doesn't require a crown to be acknowledged. When one falls, the rise of another becomes evident. In the ensuing silence, a new chapter begins, one that may change the monarchy forever. Catherine is the one stepping forward. During the royal family's turbulent times, Princess Catherine stood out like a beacon of calm and leadership. Despite the tensions and swirling rumors, she remained graceful and composed at an important charity event. Dressed in royal blue, she spoke softly with a gentle voice, emphasizing unity and looking toward the future. Her presence served as a reminder of the values that truly matter during difficult times. Although the venue wasn't grand, the impact she made was profound. With sincere and warm words, she touched the hearts of people across the country with just a few sentences. In a short time, she brought a sense of comfort and stability to the public. She offered no criticism, made no grand promises, and gave no lengthy explanations. Instead, her calm demeanor and steady attitude spoke volumes. She simply stood there as a reminder that even in times of uncertainty, a solid foundation still exists. The public yearning for authenticity took notice and felt something they hadn't in a long time: hope. Her speech quickly sparked widespread discussion across social media, with many expressing admiration through views, shares, and comments. She was praised as the calm cornerstone of the royal family, and many believed this was the defining moment when she truly stepped into her role. Not only is she seen as the future queen, but also as the emotional center of the monarchy. Without fanfare or haste, her quiet presence made a powerful impact. However, inside the palace, nothing was calm. The atmosphere was tense. An organization that once ran smoothly had become divided, uncertain, and filled with fear. Decision-making grew increasingly sluggish. Meetings stretched late into the night, and longtime allies began whispering in secret. Power was slowly shifting, but no one wanted to acknowledge it openly. King Charles grew increasingly weary as his health declined, while Queen Camilla was almost absent from the public eye. Though he tried to appear cheerful during his appearances, those close to him could see he was struggling under the pressure. The crown still rested on his head, but power was slowly slipping from his grasp. Traditionalists wanted everything to remain as it was, while a new faction looked to Prince William with hopes for change. The division extended beyond politics, seeping into the personal relationships within the palace. Some longtime aides were wary of the monarchy's rapid modernization, while those close to William and Catherine supported bold, immediate reforms. Many remained silent, watching carefully to see which side would prevail. Queen Camilla, once a regular presence beside King Charles, had now all but vanished from public view. She canceled her entire schedule and withdrew from all public appearances. The palace remained tight-lipped about the change, with only quiet rumors suggesting she was taking time to rest and recover. However, it was clear that she was no longer as present as she once was. Queen Camilla had quietly stepped back, leaving a void that was being filled not by Charles, but by Catherine. Meanwhile, Prince William was far from idle. He had taken on more responsibilities, attended more meetings, spoken out more frequently, and increased his public appearances. William became involved in international matters, met with world leaders, and made critical decisions. But he wasn't doing it alone. Catherine was always by his side, offering support and providing stability. Together, they demonstrated what the next generation of royalty could look like, not just ceremonial, but truly active and engaged. This wasn't about titles or official ceremonies, it was about real action. William and Catherine were leading. Though not formally declared, it was clear to everyone. The public saw it, royal staff felt it, and even those loyal to King Charles couldn't deny it. While the king remained, the face of the monarchy power had begun shifting rapidly. Catherine's approach made her stand out. She didn't seek attention or demand the spotlight. Instead of noise, she quietly rose to the highest ranks through patience and steady progress.
I think the girls with their nails done now.
That calm demeanor was her true strength. At a time when the public needed reassurance, Catherine became the figure they trusted. Many began to see that this wasn't just the story of a future queen, it was the sign of a larger transformation. The monarchy was quietly evolving without the need for any official announcement. And Catherine was leading that change. Investigations and discussions began to surface. The public shifted from curiosity to firm belief that a transfer of power was underway not through a traditional coronation, but through subtle gestures and knowing glances. As the sun set behind the palace, while the outside world buzzed with rumors and headlines, something had shifted within those walls. The future had arrived not with a bang, but with clarity, and it looked different. Perhaps the future of the monarchy isn't unfolding with grand displays, but with quiet grace and steady leadership. Could it be that the future of the monarchy is already underway, not with a crown, but with quiet dignity and a steady hand? A crown is passing on. Changes are happening at Buckingham Palace, but they are neither loud nor dramatic. There are no scandals or family conflicts splashed across the headlines, yet a subtle transformation is underway. The British monarchy, renowned for its strong traditions, is beginning to evolve quietly and gradually, not by choice, but by necessity. For years, the royal family has represented stability. The king and queen held power from a distance. Despite wars, economic downturns, and shifting public opinions, the crown remained unchanged. That is its strength. It stays constant while everything else changes. But now everything is different. The foundation of the palace is beginning to shift not out of anger or fear, but from a sense of acceptance. The world has evolved, and the monarchy must adapt as well. This new feeling didn't appear suddenly. It came subtly, like a gentle whisper. It was clearly reflected in Prince William's recent speech. Though his words seemed polite and refined, there was a deeper meaning if you listened closely. Instead of focusing on preserving the past, he emphasized the need for progress. He wasn't seeking approval, but confidently stepping into the role destined for him. The core message was clear: traditional methods are no longer enough. People are craving authenticity and genuine human connection. This message is conveyed not only in William's speeches, but also through his everyday actions. He attends important meetings representing the monarchy with both strength and passion. William doesn't cling to the past. Instead, he embraces new ways. His approach feels sincere and unforced. Though he hasn't yet worn the crown, he carries its weight gracefully. However, he is not alone on this journey. Catherine, the Princess of Wales, walks beside him. She exudes calmness, thoughtfulness, and grace without appearing distant.
I think the girls with their nails done now.
V5. Her presence brings comfort to everyone. Instead of being a distant figure behind barriers or waving from balconies, she connects with people through friendly smiles, gentle words, and a serene demeanor. She adds a fresh touch to the royal family's image, making it more approachable and compassionate. Together, William and Kate showcase a different side of royalty, relatable and trustworthy, rather than distant and cold. Meanwhile, the older generation is beginning to step back. King Charles remains present and respected, but he no longer speaks out as much as before. He still holds a leadership role, but more from behind the scenes. Camilla, once the center of attention, now seems more at ease keeping her distance. This change isn't negative or disheartening. It's simply a natural progression. Change doesn't always happen suddenly. Sometimes it's a gradual shift, like the changing of the seasons. The royal family is evolving. It's no longer just about following old traditions and strict roles. Now it's about creating connections and being authentic in a world that demands more. Prince William understands this clearly. He doesn't imitate his father or his grandmother. Instead, he is striving to embody a kind of royalty that people today can relate to, honest, up-to-date, and emotionally aware of what's happening in the world. You can notice the change in the small things. The way people talk about the monarchy now is different. You see it in what's written in the newspapers and online. Younger generations feel closer to and more invested in the monarchy. Charles still wears the crown, but the focus is no longer solely on him. All eyes have shifted to William and Kate. Now they are the center of attention and leading the way. This is not the end of the monarchy, but it marks the close of an old era and the beginning of something new. It symbolizes a fresh start, filled with hope, kindness, and humanity. Although many may never enter the palace, the warmth and positivity inside are beginning to be felt through William and Kate. This change has already begun even without an official announcement. Amid silence and ceremony, a quiet evolution is unfolding within one of Britain's most closely guarded institutions. While the new sovereign has arrived, Charles remains king with the crown upon his head. The ceremony has taken place, and the oath has been sworn as the world watches him assume his new role. Yet a slow and steady shift is underway. By paying attention to the subtle shifts in mood and tone, it becomes clear Prince William is taking on the leadership role. Although he does not hold the title of king in name in the eyes of the international public, William is the true bearer of the British monarchy's crown. There is no coronation ceremony, no official declaration, but every action, every appearance, every speech speaks clearly William has stepped forward, and no one can stop it. At first, it was all just small signs, a few extra speeches. A subtle shift in media focused the increasing presence of William and Catherine at events. Then came the bigger changes. Camilla disappeared from the public eye. The place beside Charles where a queen would usually stand was left empty, and the ones filling that space, none other than William and Catherine. They were not there just for ceremony. They were working, they were acting, they were leading. Charles is still there. He still signs documents, still appears at important events. But the spotlight has shifted away from him. The public now listens to someone else, someone more admired, someone more trusted. And that someone is William. His name now resonates in international meetings. World leaders don't just greet him out of protocol, they turn to him for genuine negotiations. And when he speaks, the world listens. The public has changed too. They respect Charles, but they adore William. They admire his calmness and quiet steadfastness. They see in him a true leader, modern, adaptable, yet never losing the royal identity. And Catherine. She is not just a companion. She is a pillar, a reflection of elegance paired with action. With every appearance, Catherine makes the monarchy feel closer, more authentic. But not everyone welcomes this change. Some within the inner circle call it a silent transfer of power unauthorized, a challenge to the traditional order. They fear that if the rules can be bent, eventually they might be broken entirely. But whether you agree or not, the undeniable truth is this: everything has changed. The public's gaze no longer fixates on the throne. Instead, it turns toward the one who is truly moving forward. William doesn't need a crown to lead. Catherine doesn't need the title of queen to comfort millions of hearts. The future of the monarchy may not begin with a grand coronation, but with quiet gestures, steadfast actions, and unassuming leadership. Could William be quietly reshaping the monarchy right before our eyes? Is the crown being passed on not through ceremony, but through the trust of millions? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss our in-depth analyses coming up. Thank you for watching until the end, and see you in the next videos. Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Today we will learn about the shocking news. Prince William has finally officially succeeded to the throne. At the same time, Princess Anne also unexpectedly revealed King Charles's emotional last wish before retiring from the scene. This is a historic moment of power transfer, promising to change the future of the British royal family. So what really happened? Let's find out right away. Do you follow the news of the British royal family? If so, comment number 1. If not, leave number 0. Now let's explore the story of Prince William's accession to the throne and the last words of King Charles. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel to support me to make more good videos. The great room suddenly became very quiet when Princess Anne entered, holding a sealed letter in her hand. There was no music, no announcements, just a quiet, peaceful silence that made everyone turn to look at her. The air was heavy, as if something very important was about to happen. Princess Anne did not need to say a word. Her solemn expression and the letter in her hand told everyone that this was an important moment. Without hesitation, she walked straight into the middle of the room. The royal family quickly gathered around her, their faces showing concern and sadness. This letter was not for the public, not for the news, not for the cameras, not for anyone outside that room. It was a private message meant only for those closest to King Charles, a final farewell entrusted to someone he trusted to handle it with care. Princess Anne, always known for her strength and composure, gently opened the envelope. The sound of tearing paper seemed louder than usual in the silent room. Everyone held their breath, waiting to hear what the letter said. No one said a word, all knowing that this was the final message from someone they loved dearly: their father, their leader, and their guide. Anne's voice remained steady as she began to read. She began with simple but powerful words: "His Majesty's last wish." In that moment, it seemed as if the world stood still. But the letter was not filled with sad goodbyes, nor was it a message of regret. It was filled with warmth and kindness. Even in his final moments, King Charles was thinking about his family and his country. Many people thought that the letter might contain personal messages for each family member, perhaps a kind word or a special memory. But King Charles had something else in mind. He was not thinking about himself. He was thinking about the future of his family. His final wish was simple and clear. He wanted his family to be strong, close-knit, and fully supportive of Prince William. During the months that King Charles was battling cancer, Prince William quietly took on more responsibilities. He appeared at major events, made important decisions, and became the face of the family during an uncertain time. Even though he was not yet king, people began to see him as the leader the family would need. When Princess Anne read the letter, the significance of the moment became even clearer. The letter was more than a farewell. It was a quiet instruction. King Charles reminded his family to stand by William to support him and to keep the royal family stable. He asked them all to ensure that William would never face hardship alone. Some of the family felt tears welling up in their eyes. The message had touched their hearts. It was not about power or wealth. It was about love, duty, and protecting something special. King Charles asked them to keep the peace in the family, to be kind to each other, and to be strong in the face of hardship. When Princess Anne finished reading, the room was silent. There was no applause, no loud reactions. But everyone in that room felt the same thing, a silent promise passed between them. Despite the heavy sadness, there was also a sense of togetherness, as if they had all silently agreed to honor the king's wishes. But why was Princess Anne the one to read the will? Why not a member of Parliament, or even Camilla? Let's take a look at the unwavering strength of Princess Anne. Princess Anne has always been an important part of the royal family. She is known for her hard work, loyalty, and quiet strength. King Charles often trusted her with important matters because she was careful and trustworthy. While others pursued fame, Anne quietly focused on her duties. Her story is not one of fame, but of resilience and steadfast service. For more than 50 years, Princess Anne remained one of the busiest members of the royal family. In the 1970s, she was known for attending more than 500 official events a year, while some criticized the royal privilege. Anne has earned deep respect for her unwavering dedication and service. She works closely with Queen Elizabeth II, helping to keep the monarchy relevant to the people of the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth. Anne's work ethic was instilled in her from a young age, laying a solid foundation for her later years of service. At the age of 19, Anne joined Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip on an important royal tour of Australia and New Zealand. This trip not only marked the beginning of her official royal career, but also marked a turning point in her journey as a confident and responsible member of the royal family. In the same year, she began participating in charitable activities, opening a long journey of commitment and dedication to the community that she always cherished for many decades to come. Anne's steadfastness and dedication inspired many generations, creating an image of a royal family that was not only solemn, but also profound and humane. In 1970, she became president of Save the Children UK, a role she held until 2017. For nearly 5 decades, Anne worked to help disadvantaged children, showing kindness and concern for those in need. These efforts helped to portray the royal family as compassionate and responsible. While her brothers often drew attention for their personal stories, Princess Anne remained quietly devoted to her duties. She stayed out of the spotlight and focused on what mattered. After Queen Elizabeth died in 2022, Anne quickly pledged her allegiance to King Charles as she had done to their mother. At King Charles's coronation in May 2023, Anne was appointed Gold Stick in waiting a historic role as the king's personal guard. She led a 6,000-horse mounted guard of honor, reflecting her importance in royal tradition and the trust her brother placed in her. In November 2022, Parliament also appointed Anne a Counselor of State, a rare honor traditionally reserved for the spouse of a monarch and the next 4 adult heirs. Princess Anne's lifelong service earned her a pivotal role in the royal family, where she not only signed official documents, but also attended important meetings on behalf of the king in his absence. While many other royals withdrew or suffered from health problems, Anne's steady leadership helped keep the monarchy running smoothly, ensuring that royal traditions and responsibilities were upheld. By 2024, Princess Anne had once again established herself as the most active member of the royal family, completing 172 official engagements, nearly a third of the royal family's total. With King Charles focusing on his health and Princess Catherine reducing her public presence, Anne took on more important duties, frequently visiting lands where no royals had previously been. Her contributions were not limited to the UK. In February 2024, she represented the UK in Sri Lanka to mark the country's 75th anniversary of independence, demonstrating the strong and close relationship between the two Commonwealth nations. Not only that, Princess Anne is also very interested in preserving the history and connection with the military. In May 2024, she visited Guernsey and Sark to commemorate the 80th anniversary of the liberation in World War II, showing deep respect for the sacrifices of the previous generation. As a holder of many military honors, she regularly visits soldiers and veterans, attends important military events, thereby demonstrating her sincere interest and long-standing responsibility for the armed forces of the United Kingdom. Her dedication and steadfastness are a symbol of the strength and enduring traditions of the royal family. Anne never forgot those who were often overlooked. In 1991, she founded the Princess Royal Trust for Carers, which provides support for those caring for loved ones without pay or public recognition. Even when the trust changed its name to the Carers Trust in 2012, Anne remained closely involved. In 1976, Anne made history by becoming the first British royal to compete in the Olympics, demonstrating her equestrian skills in Montreal. It was more than just a show, it was a reflection of her true passion. Her daughter Zara later followed in her footsteps, continuing the family's Olympic connection. Anne has also spoken out about the future of the royal family, expressing support for King Charles's plans for a smaller monarchy, but cautioning against cutting back too much. She believes there must be enough active members of the royal family to meet public expectations. While cost savings are important, Anne has stressed that the continued presence and contribution of the royal family is equally essential to maintaining public trust and support. Anne also served as a trusted advisor to Prince William, helping him navigate public life and royal duties, and emphasizing that actions often speak louder than words. By 2023 and 2024, polls had ranked her as one of the most respected and trusted members of the royal family. While many others were mired in scandal, Anne remained steadfast and was admired for her straightforward, uncompromising approach. Prince William was destined to become king from the moment he was born. He was born on June 21, 1982, at St. Mary's Hospital in London. William was the first child of Prince Charles and Princess Diana. At birth, he became second in line to the British throne after his father. Even though he was just a tiny baby, many believed that he was destined to become king one day. From the beginning, William's life was watched by the public. He appeared in official family portraits and attended royal events with his parents. His family gave him sweet, endearing nicknames. His mother, Princess Diana, called him Wombat, and his younger brother, Prince Harry, affectionately called him Willie. Despite being a prince with royal duties, William was just a boy with a playful heart. As a child, William was full of energy, loved being outdoors, was curious about everything, and could be a little mischievous at times. Princess Diana wanted to give her sons as normal a life as possible. Despite being a royal, she made sure they saw the real world. She took them to amusement parks, fast food restaurants, homeless shelters, and hospitals. Diana hoped these experiences would teach them about kindness, caring for others, and the importance of compassion. Do you think Prince William deserves to succeed to the throne now? If you support William, leave a comment with number 2. And if you still think King Charles should continue, leave a comment with number 5. Your opinion is important, so don't be shy about sharing. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the latest videos about the British royal family. As William grew older, he changed from a mischievous boy to a calm and thoughtful young man. When he started boarding school, people found him to be quiet and serious. He acted very mature. His mother often looked to him for comfort and called him her little sage. He became someone she trusted and relied on, especially in difficult times. In 1991, when William was only 9 years old, he made his first official public appearance. This took place during a visit to Llandaff Cathedral in Wales on St. David's Day. He then joined his parents and younger brother on royal tours, including a trip to Canada. William learned about his royal duties and responsibilities from an early age, but life wasn't always easy for William. His parents divorced in 1996. Then, just a year later, a terrible tragedy struck. Princess Diana died in a car crash in Paris on August 31st, 1997. William was 15 at the time. He was staying with Prince Harry and their father, Prince Charles, at Balmoral Castle in Scotland. The very next day, Prince Charles had to share the heartbreaking news with his sons. The world watched Princess Diana's funeral on September 6th. People saw the two young princes walk behind their mother's coffin with their father-grandfather, Prince Philip, and Uncle Charles Spencer. It was a heartbreaking moment. William and Harry tried to keep their spirits up, but everyone could see their sadness. The memory has stayed with many people around the world. For William, it was a life-changing moment. He had to grow up quickly after losing his mother. After Diana's death, William went on to study at Eton College, one of the most prestigious schools in England. This was different from what his family had done. His father and grandfather had attended Gordonstoun School in Scotland. At Eton, William studied geography, biology, and art history. He also enjoyed sports such as rowing and water polo. Although he tried to live like a normal teenager, people kept a close eye on him. After finishing his studies at Eton, William decided to take a gap year. He traveled the world and learned many new things. He did military training, worked with charities in Chile, and visited Africa. This time helped him gain a better understanding of the world and the problems people face in their daily lives. In 2001, William began university at St. Andrews in Scotland, studying geography. He lived in a dormitory with other students and got a taste of what life was like as a normal university student. It was there that he met Catherine Middleton, known as Kate. At first, they were just friends, but their friendship soon turned into love. Years later, they married, and Kate became the Princess of Wales. After university, William followed in the royal tradition by joining the military. In 2006, he began training at the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst. He became a second lieutenant in the Blues and Royals part of the Royal Cavalry. He then trained as a helicopter pilot for the Royal Air Force's Search and Rescue Team. By 2008, William had earned his pilot's certificate. From 2009 to 2013, William was stationed at RAF Valley in Anglesey, Wales. He served as a co-pilot on Sea King helicopters and participated in over 150 rescue missions. These missions saved many lives and showed William the hardships that ordinary people go through. This experience taught him about responsibility and duty, not only as a prince but also as a human being. At the same time, William began to take on more royal duties at the age of 21, becoming a state councillor, a position that allowed him to carry out official duties in the Queen's absence. He also began to make major royal visits, notably to New Zealand in 2005, to honor World War II veterans. These trips helped him build close relationships with Commonwealth countries, where he was always warmly welcomed. William's royal duties have taken him to places like Australia, New Zealand, and Canada, where he is loved not only for his title, but also for his kindness and genuine concern for people. In times of trouble, such as natural disasters or national crises, William has always shown courage, compassion, and calmness. He is a symbol of comfort and hope, representing the royal family with grace. Even while serving in the military, William did not abandon his royal duties. In 2010, he served as a co-pilot on a rescue mission near Liverpool. A year later, in 2012, he helped rescue sailors from a cargo ship in distress in the Irish Sea, a dangerous but rewarding task. These experiences helped William mature and prepare him for his future leadership role. He spent 6 weeks in the Falkland Islands carrying out search and rescue missions, playing a key role in military operations in the area. William's active military service ended in 2013, but he has maintained close ties with the armed forces, supporting the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight and regularly attending important military events and commemorations. Unlike Prince Harry, who stepped back from royal duties in 2020, William has chosen to remain and fully fulfill his responsibilities to the royal family and country. Along with Princess Catherine, William has taken on more work as the Queen has aged, becoming a much-loved couple. Together, they have focused on raising awareness of mental health, protecting children's rights, and caring for the environment, issues that are vital to modern society. Their dedication and compassion have been widely praised, demonstrating strong leadership and deep responsibility. Over the years, William's life has been shaped by patience, responsibility, and kindness. Rather than rushing to the throne, he has chosen to learn, serve, and quietly grow into his role. Experiences ranging from personal pain, military duties, and royal duties have shaped him into a thoughtful, dedicated, and trustworthy future king. Prince William has been busy with royal duties, attending events, and carrying great hopes on his shoulders since birth. Everyone knew he would one day be king. His life has been filled with happy and sad moments, but everything changed dramatically when a lovely young girl named Catherine Middleton, affectionately known as Kate, entered his life at a very important time. As William grew up and began to discover himself, Kate came into his life. They first met while students at the University of St. Andrews in Scotland. What started as a simple friendship gradually developed into a deeper relationship. The couple shared happy moments, supported each other in life, and cherished the simple things away from the public eye, while the world watched their love story grew quietly in private. After a long period of dating with many joys and challenges, William proposed to Kate. This moment was highly anticipated and became one of the most beautiful events. Their wedding took place on April 29, 2011, at the magnificent Westminster Abbey in London, attracting attention from all over the world as they exchanged their lifelong vows. The wedding not only marked an important royal event, but also opened a new chapter in William's life. He was no longer alone in his royal role, as Kate gracefully stepped into public life, ready to take on duties and contribute to building a new, warm image for the royal family. Her presence brought a breath of fresh air, softening the traditional image of the British royal family. After getting married, Kate quickly adapted and lived her new role to the fullest. She always accompanied William to events, actively supported charities, and met people from all walks of life. Her special point was the ability to make people feel appreciated and truly cared for by listening sincerely, always smiling and showing warmth in every action. One of William and Kate's first decisions as a royal couple was to set up a wedding fund rather than accept individual gifts. They asked people to donate to worthy causes such as children, the elderly, military families, animals, and those struggling with health issues. In doing so, the couple made it clear that they wanted to use their positions to make a positive difference and help build a stronger community. Over time, Kate has become increasingly prominent in her own philanthropic role, focusing on areas such as mental health, child welfare, addiction, recovery support, and the arts. It has become known as the Kate effect. Whatever she endorses or wears quickly attracts public and media attention, helping to raise awareness and momentum for important social issues. Kate's subtle yet powerful influence has made her an icon not only for fashion, but also for philanthropy and community service. Kate has a love of art history, which has drawn her to creative projects. She supports groups that use art therapy for children and takes on roles in arts organizations. Her love of photography is also a big part of her royal life. Kate often takes official photographs of her children, capturing sweet moments in their adult lives. William and Kate made a great team in the early years of their marriage. They went on royal tours, always showing kindness and warmth. Whether visiting New Zealand or meeting leaders of other countries, they remained humble and friendly, winning hearts everywhere. Shortly after their wedding, they went to Canada on one of their first major trips together. Huge crowds turned out to see them. People loved Kate's natural grace and William's gentle demeanor, which was reminiscent of Princess Diana. Over time, Kate also attended events herself. Her first solo event was a fundraiser for In-Kind Direct. She then gave her first public speech at a children's hospice, showing her concern for the families and children she met. But their lives were not all about royal work. They built a loving, happy home for their growing family. Their 3 children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, brought joy not only to them, but to people everywhere. Kate has been praised for being a caring mother who always makes time for her children, balancing royal duties with a simple, caring approach to raising her children. Kate's work has grown as she supports causes in sports photography, mental health, and child welfare. She is also not afraid to speak out about difficult issues. By leading projects such as Action Against Addiction and mental health programs, she has encouraged people to talk openly about their struggles. It's about listening to people, understanding their stories, and using your voice to draw attention to the things that matter most. Even as the pandemic raged in 2020, William and Kate continued to find new ways to connect and support their communities. They embarked on a 3-day train journey across England, Scotland, and Wales to pay their heartfelt thanks to frontline healthcare workers. While the trip was controversial and drew some criticism, it was a clear demonstration of their gratitude and genuine concern for those fighting the pandemic. Over the years, the relationship between William and Kate has become stronger than ever. Despite many difficulties, public pressure, and family troubles, they have always stood by each other. Kate has brought William peace and happiness together. They have reshaped the royal image by combining tradition with a modern, humane, and generous approach. They are truly a strong team leading the future of the British royal family with dedication and responsibility. In 2013, the birth of Prince George brought joy not only to Prince William and Catherine, but to the entire nation. People around the world celebrated the birth of the future king. Princess Charlotte was born 2 years later, followed by Prince Louis in 2018. Each announcement was made with care and warmth, giving the public precious little glimpses into the lives of the princes and princesses while keeping them safe and private. William and Catherine have decided to raise their children in a peaceful environment, away from the constant attention of the cameras and media. They first chose to live on the peaceful island of Anglesey, then moved to Norfolk to build a life that blends royal tradition with a modern, simple style. They wanted their children to have a peaceful, loving childhood away from the hustle and bustle of London. But William and Catherine are also well aware of the importance of sharing small moments of happiness with the public. By releasing family photos on special occasions like birthdays and Christmas, they give people an intimate glimpse into their private lives, where royal titles mingle with bedtime stories and simple but meaningful outdoor games. While building a happy family life, William and Catherine always kept their royal duties in mind. Shortly after their wedding in 2011, they made their first royal visit to Canada. Their kind, friendly nature made them very popular with everyone they met. Whether planting trees or playing street hockey, they joined in with laughter and smiles, showing a down-to-earth side of royalty that touched people's hearts. They then visited California, where Catherine made her first trip to the United States as a royal. In 2012, William and Catherine undertook an extensive tour of Asia and the Pacific to celebrate Queen Elizabeth II's Diamond Jubilee. They visited countries such as Singapore, Malaysia, Tuvalu, and the Solomon Islands, carrying a message of unity and honoring royal traditions. Notably, Catherine gave her first overseas speech at a children's hospice in Malaysia, demonstrating her sincerity and deep concern for the less fortunate. The royal couple made special connections with people from all walks of life, making the trip a huge success and a strong reinforcement of the relationship between the British royal family and the Commonwealth countries. Their closeness and friendliness made the locals feel more appreciated and connected to the royal tradition. In 2014, William and Catherine continued their tour of Australia and New Zealand, this time bringing Prince George along, the little prince's first official trip. George quickly captured hearts with his innocent moments, hugging toys and playing at children's events. The visit was considered a perfect combination of important meetings and fun moments, and was hailed by local media as one of the most memorable royal visits to the region. Over time, Catherine became more and more involved in royal duties. She regularly appeared at state events, official ceremonies, and charity gatherings. People loved her not only for her beauty and kindness, but also for her simplicity and approachability. Although she was the Duchess of Cambridge, she was still someone that ordinary people could relate to because of her humble background. In 2022, after the death of Queen Elizabeth, Catherine assumed the title of Princess of Wales, a title once held by Princess Diana. Her grace and elegance in this new role has been widely admired. She has often stood by Prince William at important occasions, demonstrating unwavering strength and deep compassion for others. She remains committed to the causes she cares about most, particularly child development, mental health awareness, and support for families. William and Catherine have built a strong, united image. In 2016, they teamed up with Prince Harry to launch the Heads Together campaign, which aims to end the silence and stigma surrounding mental health issues. William has been open about his own emotional challenges, including grief after the death of his mother and the stress of working as an air ambulance pilot. This is rare for a royal, and people from all walks of life have appreciated it. In 2020, William showed his interest in global issues by creating the Earthshot Prize. The prize aims to find and support smart, innovative ideas to help protect the planet. Each year, 5 winners are awarded $1 million for projects to combat climate change and help heal the environment. With experts from around the world participating, the Earthshot Prize is often compared to the Nobel Prize in terms of its importance. It shows that William wants to be more than just a future king. He hopes to make a real difference in the world. William's calm, steady leadership style has won him the trust of the public. In a survey conducted in March 2023, 74% of respondents said they viewed him positively, making him the most popular member of the royal family, even ahead of King Charles. People admire his calm nature, hard work, and dislike of unnecessary trouble. His honesty, kindness, and dedication to important causes have earned him respect and love. In 2021, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle made headlines with an interview where they discussed issues and racism within the royal family. William responded with caution by briefly denying the allegations without adding fuel to the fire. His calm handling of the situation was seen as a wise and graceful move, showing his ability to handle difficult situations with dignity. In early 2023, concerns about King Charles' health began to grow, forcing William to take on more responsibilities. He began attending more public events, presenting awards, and representing the royal family on international trips. When the king was treated for a minor illness in February, William immediately took over managing royal duties, charity visits, and important meetings. He was clearly ready for a bigger role. William also continued his mother's legacy by supporting charities she cared about. He volunteered with Centrepoint, a homeless organization close to Diana's heart, and even spent a night on the streets to understand their struggles. These acts served as touching reminders of his mother's lasting influence, now carried on by her son. William and Catherine have also found a way to balance the modern world of social media. Their Instagram account shares short videos, personal photos, and glimpses of their charity work. These updates feel genuine and warm while still respecting royal tradition. By embracing this new way of connecting, they have reached out to younger generations without losing the dignity of their royal role. William has been gently shaping a new kind of royal leadership. Unlike his predecessors, he has not rushed to modernize the monarchy. Instead, he has guided it slowly toward a more open and approachable future while retaining important parts of its history. Some royal experts believe he could be the man to lead the monarchy into a kinder, stronger, more compassionate era. The big question that remains unanswered is, when will Prince William officially ascend the throne, and how will that process take place? This is something that many people around the world are very interested and curious about. Could William become king sooner than expected? The answer remains to be seen, but recent developments have increased attention to this issue. In January 2024, news from Buckingham Palace caused a stir around the world when King Charles was admitted to a London hospital for a routine checkup. He was diagnosed with an enlarged prostate, a common condition among men his age. Initially, everyone was reassured that he was healthy and would recover. However, during the treatment, doctors made a surprising discovery and decided to conduct more detailed tests, raising even more concerns about the king's health. Soon after, the palace shocked everyone by announcing that King Charles had cancer. They did not specify what type of cancer it was, but they made it clear that it was not prostate cancer. The king immediately began treatment, going to the hospital every week to fight the disease. Although things were difficult, King Charles tried his best to stay active while receiving outpatient treatment. He continued to carry out his important royal duties. Some of his public events were canceled, but he continued to work behind the scenes. In March 2024, Queen Camilla appeared on behalf of King Charles at many important events, deputizing for the king whenever he was unable to attend. Her appearances helped maintain a stable image and a royal presence in the public eye during this difficult time. The royal family has continued to send out positive messages, stressing that King Charles is grateful for the love and support he has received from the people and his family. In March 2024, King Charles made his first public appearance since his illness, attending Easter service at St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle. This event gave the public great hope that the king's health was improving. In April 2024, the palace announced that King Charles's health was improving and that he would gradually return to royal duties, albeit on a lighter schedule. However, concerns were raised again in March 2025 when the king was temporarily hospitalized due to side effects from his treatment. Several events he was scheduled to attend were canceled, adding to public uncertainty about his health. While the palace maintained an upbeat tone and tried to reassure the public, the news of Charles's cancer, announced on February 5, 2024, remained a major question mark over the future of the monarchy. The palace did not disclose the type of cancer, but insisted it was not prostate cancer and that the king had begun aggressive treatment. Despite his long-standing health problems, King Charles has shown an admirable sense of responsibility in continuing to assume his role as head of state. He regularly attends government meetings, signs important documents, and takes a leading role in key decisions for the country. Each appearance, however brief, is carefully staged, demonstrating his efforts to maintain the stability of the monarchy despite his illness. However, in May 2025, a special event attracted the attention of the public and the media. King Charles made a brief visit to Canada. During the trip, he addressed the Canadian Parliament and met with the country's top leaders. While the public was happy to see him again, many noted that the visit was very short, and all activities were organized quickly, in contrast to the open, long-term contact style of previous years. This raised concerns that the king's health condition may be more serious than the palace announced. Meanwhile, Queen Camilla has been dealing with her own health issues. During a tour of Australia and Samoa in October 2024, she began to feel unwell and was diagnosed with pneumonia in November. As a result, many events she was scheduled to attend had to be canceled. Although she has gradually recovered, the illness has left her feeling tired for months, limiting her ability to return to regular royal duties. In December 2024, when the Emir of Qatar visited, Queen Camilla was scheduled to attend many important events, such as dinners and meetings, but doctors advised her to rest. Most of her activities were canceled, raising concerns about the future of the royal family, especially as King Charles has become less and less visible in public. The health of both has raised many questions about the upcoming transition of power. In April 2025, King Charles and Queen Camilla made a surprise trip to the Vatican as part of a previously unannounced visit to Italy. There, they had a private and emotional meeting with Pope Francis, who was also recovering from pneumonia. The visit coincided with the 20th wedding anniversary of the King and Queen, and it was filled with many layers of meaning, from the deeply personal to the spiritual and historical symbolism. However, the solemn atmosphere quickly turned gloomy when Pope Francis passed away just 12 days later. The appearance of three elderly leaders, the King, the Queen, and the Pope, at the same time when their health was failing made the public think. The image of King Charles and Queen Camilla at the Vatican, looking pensive and sometimes tired, raised further questions about the future. Will they be able to continue to shoulder the great royal responsibilities in the future? That worry is quietly spreading among the people. Although the palace has never officially said anything about the king's abdication, experts and royal historians have begun to talk about the possibility that Prince William will ascend the throne sooner than expected. During this time, Prince William has begun to take on more royal duties. In 2024 and 2025, he attended more public events than he had before. He met with important leaders, represented the royal family at special gatherings, and stood by his father during difficult times. Some believe this means the royal family is carefully preparing for what might come next. There has been no official announcement of King Charles stepping down, but it is clear that Prince William is being entrusted with greater responsibilities. He has handled difficult situations with grace and calm. The way he has gently taken on more work without trying to draw attention to himself has made people admire him even more. As King Charles and Queen Camilla take a step back to focus on their health, and Prince William takes on more responsibilities, the public is becoming more concerned about the future of the monarchy. Some royal observers have suggested that if Charles's health does not improve significantly, it is entirely possible that he might consider passing the crown to his son. While the palace has never confirmed any such plans, the gradual transition to William has brought the topic into the public eye. In the long and solemn history of the British monarchy, abdication is extremely rare and always carries serious implications. Although it is not a common occurrence, each time it has left a deep mark on the people and on the history books. 1936 was a prominent example when King Edward VIII suddenly abdicated the throne to Mary Wallace Simpson, a divorced American woman with whom he was deeply in love. The decision shocked the entire kingdom, created a serious political crisis, and forced the government to quickly adapt to a period of unprecedented change. Although Charles III's circumstances were very different, many people still couldn't help but recall Edward VIII's story when they saw the difficulties he was going through. The idea of a king potentially abdicating once again made the public wonder if history could repeat itself in some way, creating a lot of thought and speculation around the future of the monarchy. Buckingham Palace has not given any hint that King Charles is thinking about abdicating. Palace officials have made it very clear that he remains fully committed to his work as king. Even while undergoing cancer treatment, King Charles has continued to handle his daily responsibilities, reading government documents, holding important private meetings, and quietly handling the affairs of the kingdom. Those close to the king say he believes it is his duty to serve as monarch for the rest of his life, and unless his health takes a turn for the worse, they believe it is highly unlikely that he will step down. Across the UK, many people have shown great respect and love for King Charles. They admire how he has remained resilient in his role in the face of such a serious health challenge. In early 2025, the king even made a short trip to Canada. The visit only lasted 20 hours, but it showed everyone that he still wanted to do his job very much. Although the visit was short, people saw it as a sign of his strength, courage, and determination. However, everyone understands that dealing with cancer at his age is very serious, and no one really knows what the future holds. If there comes a time when King Charles is no longer able to carry out his duties, Prince William will be next in line to the throne. Many believe that Prince William has been quietly preparing for that possibility. Over the past 2 years, he has taken on more and more public responsibilities. He has attended many important events, met world leaders, and proudly represented the monarchy at special moments. The calm and steady way he has handled these duties has convinced people that he is ready for anything that may come. Right now, there is no official plan or date for any form of transfer of the crown. The order of succession is clearly laid out in law, and if King Charles chose to abdicate, it would not be simple. It would require new laws to be passed and approval from Parliament, as well as Commonwealth countries like Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. When King Edward VIII abdicated in 1936, it took swift and careful legal changes to make it happen. If something similar happened today, it would require similar coordination and preparation. For this reason, it seems the royals are quietly making sure they are ready for anything. Prince William and Duchess Catherine have been doing more public work, meeting important people and taking on roles that help them prepare for the future. The royals seem to have a careful plan in place to keep things calm and stable even when unexpected changes occur. The media has been following every detail of King Charles's health since his diagnosis. Reports have frequently suggested that he may abdicate soon, although Buckingham Palace has continued to deny these rumors. They have stressed that the king remains focused on his duties and has no plans to step down. Official palace messages have even asked the press and public not to spread speculation about his health. Even with all the whispering and speculation, the royal family continues to move forward. Major events like the state opening of Parliament